Welcome back to my channel. Today we will crochet this cute and fluffy octopus step by step. Blue octopus is done with 5.5 millimeters crochet hook and yellow with 6 millimeters, which makes the size difference. Finished yellow octopus is about 3.5 inches wide and 2.5 inches high. Size may vary due to tension or different hook size. Let's start. Hold the yarn end into your hand and then wrap around your two fingers. So just like that, and then make sure that this part goes onto this side here. Then insert your crochet hook on here. Grab this yarn and pull it out. Then take out from your hand. Carefully make sure to keep the loop onto here. And then I usually make one chain. And then tighten it a little bit, not too tight, and then insert your crochet hook into the circle and place the first single crochet. Pull through both together and then again. Into the circle, yarn over and through the circle. 2 loops on the hook, pull through both together. Make sure to keep it like that. And then before we go any further, we gonna place our stitch marker into the very first stitch, so as you see, so this is the second one, and this is the first one. Put the stitch marker, and then back to making this. So we're gonna place 7 single crochet into this circle. So again into the circle, yarn over and back. And then this is the third one. We gotta repeat for more. Then we can pull a little bit as well. As you see, it's closed, so and 7, and then before we pull this here, we will go directly into this very first stitch here. So remove the stitch marker. And then before we complete it, we're gonna pull this tail out to close the gap. So again, now we're gonna do 2 single crochet into 1 stitch, so which means this is going to be an increase. So into the same stitch again. So yarn over. So 2 loops and pull through both together. Before we forget, make sure, as you can see, these bumps here. So you see this one and this one. So these are the top loops. And then we're gonna place this stitch marker. This is the second stitch. Again into the next stitch. As you can see, there is this bump here. So 2 loops into the same stitch. So we gotta repeat this pattern for the whole round too. So it's gonna be total of 14 single crochet for this round. You can also do the yarn under SC for the whole project, if preferred. So this is the very last one, so 14 single crochets. So let's count the stitches on this one. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So remove the stitch marker for round 3, starting with 1. then an ink into the next one. So when we are putting to single crochet into one stitch, that's called an increase. And then into the next stitch we gonna place 2 single crochets together. So you see this one here into the same space. So to single crochet. And then so we have 1 to 3. Put the stitch marker back. Then again the same thing into this next stitch. 1 single crochet. And then into the next one an increase. Together 1 and 2. So 1 single crochet and 1 increase. And we are going to repeat that pattern up to here. This is the very last stitch, and we're gonna place an increase into this stitch. And now we are going to first remove the stitch marker. So what we are going to do is place 1 single crochet into each stitch. So 1 single crochet. And then put the stitch marker back. So the same thing, 1 single crochet into each stitch for this round 4. Just repeat this pattern from round 4 to round 6. I don't know. As you see, it's starting to take its shape, and we are going to repeat the same thing. So just 1 stitch in each of these stitches. And repeat this until we are about the size. And I'll see you back after finishing these ones. Alright, so I finished the round 6. So as you can see, we can count. You can see these lines here. So we can count the number of rows as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we did 6 rounds. So row 1 ends here, as you can see. So now for this round, we are going to decrease. Remove the stitch marker. So 1 single crochet into this stitch here. And then put the stitch marker back. Now the decrease, which means that turning 2 stitches into 1. So for the decrease, we are going to use the front loops only. There are 2 loops here. Back loop. This is the front loop. So this front loop and then this one from the second stitch. So this one here. And then directly go into the next one, front loops only. Then yarn over and only through the first one. Yarn over and then go through both together. And that's the invisible decrease. Now for the next stitch. Again, we are going to do just 1 single crochet. Then again, a decrease on the next stitch. So the front loop only, so to make it easier, what you can do is turn your hook around this way and then insert through the front loops. And then turn it back. Yarn over through the first 2 loops, then you and through other 2 loops. And then 1 regular single crochet. So we are going to repeat this until the end. And then again one single crochet into the next one. Then a decrease. Then repeat the pattern until the end of the round 7. This is the very last one. So this very last stitch is going to be a decrease. And then let's place the safety eyes. Before we go any further, so pull this tail out a little extra so that it doesn't unravel. So put the stick marker in there. Now it's not going anywhere. So we are going to place the safety eyes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can either place the safety eyes here, or you can place the eyes on here as well, but 2, 3, 4. I'm going to place the safety eyes in between here. So 4 and 5. Now let's put the backs on as well. Alright, and then we are going to burn the ends. It's completely up to you how you would like to do it. You can leave it just like that, or burn the backs a little with the lighter back. Now we can start stuffing as well. So make sure to start filling these sides first. To give it a shape. And then in the middle. All right. So after stuffing, let's do round 8. We will only be working in the front loops. Remove the stitch markers. So this is the front loop. So first make a slip stitch into the very first loop through the front loop. And then into the next one. Then into the second stitch through the front loops. We are going to make a 1 single crochet. And then yarn over into the same stitch, then yarn over again. So we have 3 loops on the hook. Pull through the first 2 and then the next 2. That's 1 the double crochet. And then 1 more double crochet. So yarn over into the same stitch. Yarn over and pull it back. So 3 loops on the hook. Pull through the first 2 and then the next 2. Again into the same stitch. We are going to place 1 single crochet again. And then 1 slip stitch into the next stitch. through the front loop only. Then into the next stitch, flow. So 1 single crochet, 2 double crochets, and then 1 single crochet into the same stitch, through the front loop only. And you can push this one with your fingers, just in case if it's coming in your way. And then again slip stitch into the next stitch. The same thing into the next one, 1 single crochet, 2 double crochets, and then 1 single crochet again, into the same stitch but through the front loop only. And then 1 slip stitch. So repeat this pattern all the way up to here. Alright, so this is the very last one. So I did the slip stitch. Now into this last front loop, 1 single crochet, and then 2 double crochets, and then 1 single crochet. We already made the succinct when we started here. So what we are going to do is go into that same stitch and just into both the loops and make another slip stitch to end this our 8. Look at that, how pretty it is. And now we are going to work through the back loops only for this next round. If you like, you can stuff it at this point as well. Loops here, you can see this line going all the way around. We are going to work through these loops here, back loops of round 7. So if you're having trouble, what you can do is put a stitch marker into each stitch, and then you can work that stitch. And then put the stitch marker in the next one. Then in the next one, to make it easier, you aim to find the stitches. So for this one, as we finished it, so what we are going to do, so we're gonna go right into this stitch here, and then pull it back. You tighten it and then go into the next stitch. See this one here, so go into that and then remove the marker. I used this needle and make 1 single crochet. This is the next stitch. And go in here and remove the marker. Then into the next one. You can put the stitch marker as well, or you can just find them stitches as well. So as you know, we did 3 stitches onto 3. So put the stitch marker into the very first stitch. You can also do the decrease on this round as well. But to make it easier, we are going to do the single crochet all the way around. Then this is the very last stitch here. Alright, and then we're gonna do one more round of the decreases, and you can stuff the octopus as well if you haven't done so already. To make sure we have the fluffy octopus, add some stuffing before closing. Alright, so remove this stitch marker. Then do 1 single crochet in the first streak. It's gonna be a little bit harder, so push down the stuffing with your fingers. And then decrease in the next streak. Only the front loops for the decrease or invisible decrease. Then put the stitch marker back. And then repeat all the way around. 1 SCN, then 1 decrease. After the last stitch, pull the tail out. And then cut a little bit extra yarn for weaving in the ends and to close off. And then pull this tail out. Remove this stitch marker and stuff your octopus as well if you haven't done so. So I think this one looks good enough. And then thread the needle. And then we're gonna close. We are going to use only the front loop. Now the thread is inside, sew from the inside, but through the front loop only. Then again the thread is out on here. So front loop from this side. And then thread is inside. So front loop from that side. So we're going to repeat until they end here. And then pull the tail tight to close the gap. And then just go right in here or into these stitches from in between to weave in the extra yarn. Don't go into the octopus just yet. And then again your yarn is here. So go from the same point here. And then you can go right. and then go all the way up to here. And then again go into the same space where we have this yarn coming from. So just into any of these sides. So the same thing again on here. So cut the extra tail out close to the end here. And then you can insert your needle from in here. Anywhere and then just go right in here. Or you can just push it in with the back of needle. And this part is completely optional. Adding the smile and blush. So just thread some black yarn. So insert from back or anywhere from in here. You would like to place a smile. So I'm gonna use these 2 stitches. Let's go right in here. So leave this end a little long here. We will use it later. So you can just leave it like that, or you can just make it a little smiley just like that as well. So for that, insert the yarn into the same SP. And then pull it a little bit. And then go into the same space where we came from. Please do like, share, and subscribe if you like my video. And there you go, and we gave the octopus a smile. Then just weave in some extra yarn. Go into the same space here and make a knot with the starting yarn tail. Not to do it too tight. Otherwise, it's gonna pull the smile stitch. And then cuts the extra yarn. And with your crochet hook, just go from anywhere and then just you can just push with your needle as well. So just like that. And then let's add some blush to the eyes as well. So we just get some yarn for blush. And then thread the needle. Go right underneath the eye, so right in here. And then just do 1 stitch apart for the blush. So just like that. And I like to do 2 stitches, so then again. For this one, you're gonna go right in the middle here. And then 1 stitch apart. Have any questions or suggestions? Please let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Then you can just adjust a little bit. Then make a knot. Cut the yarn. And then you can push this one in. Our fluffy octopus is ready. And tag me in your creations